things. Last month, we have organized our 7th Grand Ordinary meeting, and for the first time we are organizing our first provincial heads meeting. Each election and each meeting is a new start for us. Right now we are going one step further. In the last 19 years, we have realized many masterpieces and services for our nation, and we are defining those masterpieces as our new start, and we are marching towards our 2023 targets. And we have initiated our 7th Grand Ordinary meeting with Besmele and with the Fatiha prayings, and we once again underlined that we are believing for stability for Turkey, and we have given our commitments with regards to our way forward to our nation. And we will be working for the welfare and well-being of our citizens, of our brothers and sisters, and to whole humanity. And as you know, in the Konya province, one of our planes belonging to the Turkish Stars unfortunately collapsed, and one of our pilots, captain, has become martyrs, and we pray for God for his forgiveness. So let's all together pray for our martyrs. We would like to extend our condolences to his beloved ones, his family, to all Turkish armed forces, and of course to our nation. With the coronavirus, we have understood that the world cannot go forward under the swamp of injustice and oppression. And in this juncture of the history, we will work even more so that we will be in the driving seat of civilizations. We have shared this with our nation. With all sincere feelings in our hearts, we would like to state that a new era is opened for our nation, for our citizens. In this new era, hopefully, we will construct the strong Turkey so that we will reach out to our target of making Turkey the leading country in all around the world. Well, thanks to God that this vision is not something impossible. This vision is not only a dream, but it already became a feasible target. With our 1,000 years of presence in this geography, we have flamboyantly and successfully carried out many success stories, and unfortunately Turkey has tried to be prevented due to its supporters by the terrorist organizations. By strengthening our democracy and realizing our development, by extending our vision, at the same time strengthening our human force and overcoming all those obstacles, we have come to this point where we are right now. As everybody assesses their position, we accomplished making Turkey at the center of advanced civilization. We believe that summarizing our success stories will be highly instrumental for reaching to our 2023 targets. That is the only reason why we are speaking about our success stories. Well, dear brothers and sisters, we of course do not overlook to the other side of the coin. There are many difficulties and setbacks that we have to overcome. We are aware of those. As we start this change from our provincial hats, we are making this change a reality. Of course, during this transformation, we are encountering with the wrongdoings and with the wrong people. As we detect them, we will never put those wrongdoings under the carpet, and we will not keep a blind eye to those, and whatever is necessary, we will take the necessary steps. From the municipal services to the parliamentary activities, all difficulties, all gaps and bottlenecks are tried to be improved and compensated. That is what we have done so far and we will do in the future. There are the ones who do not understand that they can not resist the nation, but as a political party who believe that we can only be the servant of our nation, let alone resisting to them, we cannot act otherwise. Of course, there are other challenges that we are facing right now. There are the ones who cannot accept the development of Turkey. There are the ones who are not giving away and giving up from creating terrorist corridors next to Turkey. There are the ones who are insisting to make those terrorist organizations survive. There are those presumptuous people who insist of dashing the hopes of our nation. There are the ones who are trying to make Turkey bow down to her knees with the terrorist manners. There are the ones who are trying to make use of their ambitions of coup attempts and the toothless supporters, and we are fighting against them. And without sacrificing from our gains inside and outside of Turkey, we are working day and night in order to improve Turkey even further. As we are progressing further, we are in need of new tools and new targets. As we are working on our projects with uninterrupted reforms, we are going one step further. The need for new constitution is the result of this transformation. The constitution which has been the product of the coup attempt and which cannot serve for the needs of transforming and developing Turkey, we have started working for preparing a much more modern constitution. And in order to make the most of our innovations and creative activities, we are working on the field, negotiation table as well. We have come to the point of cleansing our country from the terrorist organizations. In the economy, we are focusing on the field and the basis of production, employment and investment. And we are also taking our precautions for those economically ungrounded financial manipulations. And we are making use of our resources and mobilizing them in order to benefit from the opportunities brought along with the pandemic. Thanks to God, our economy is functioning very well. Our trains and our airplanes and ships are transporting our products from Turkey to other countries. Our preparations are well done, And we hope that when the pandemic is over, the human mobility and the bottlenecks in front of the human mobility will be overcome as well. We are aware of the difficulties and the bottlenecks of our small and medium scale enterprises, which is a result of the pandemic, and we are doing our best to tackle those challenges and bottlenecks. When the pandemic is no more a threat for us, we are easing our precautions, but when the pandemic is becoming a serious threat again, of course, we will make our precautions much more stringent. Of course, our ultimate target is to provide wonderful conditions for our citizens to enjoy the time of Ramadan. Once again, I would like to remind that it doesn't matter whether Turkey can overcome this problem on its own, but what is more important is the fact that we shouldn't be behind the general level of recovery in terms of the fight against the pandemic. Today, many European countries, almost all of them, are turning to themselves, and their whole healthcare system is in paralysis right now. If we can reduce the number of new infected cases to a couple of thousands during the Ramadan month, then we can revive our tourism sector during the summertime. Otherwise, we will not only lose one touristic season and the benefits along with it, then unfortunately we will have huge challenges and difficulties in terms of traveling from Turkey to outside and vice versa. Of course, our ultimate target is to protect the health of our citizens. We will never be okay if our citizens, even if one of them is losing their lives due to this pandemic. As we will be fasting during the holy month of Ramadan, and as we will be praying during the holy month of Ramadan, we will feed our spirit, and thanks to those prayers, hopefully we will overcome the challenge of pandemic during the holy month of Ramadan. We are at the same boat, the boat of Turkey. At the end of the day, what we lose and what we gain is common. So we have to endure during the pandemic. So the ones who endure and who is patient, they will triumph and they will have the victory. So bearing this mentality in mind, we will fulfill our responsibilities. Dear brothers and sisters, as I always say, Turkey, with the help of God and the support of our nation, will overcome all those challenges, including but not limited to terrorism. But the biggest problem of Turkey is the twisted perception and behaviors of the main opposition party. The leader of the main opposition party is the most concrete example of this twisted mentality. Half of the things he says is lie and groundless. Even this is the case, he always speaks as if he finds the way to break atom. So he throws out a lie, and although he is receiving the answer from our relevant stakeholders, he doesn't stop without being ashamed, and he is continuing to spread lies. Although his allegations have been proven false through legal documents, he, without being ashamed, continued to spread the same lies again and again. We are facing with such kind of a twisted mind, we have no idea how we can correct him. I mean, in a single speech, he can spread 40 different kinds of lies and false accusations. And in the recent time, he started making huge promises out of no ground. Of course, we cannot criticize his promises. I mean, the politicians can promise a lot of things. If they can convince the nation, they can come to office. If they can not, of course, fulfill their promises, then they have to leave their offices, excluding Mr. Kemal, of course. But unfortunately, his bag of promises has a hole. So he says that there are 10 millions of unemployed people in Turkey, and he says that I will solve this problem. I mean, even the animals are laughing at him. So he is saying that why we are constructing so many hospitals, we don't have patients, he says. But when the pandemic started, he started criticizing us why we hadn't constructed more hospitals, and he stated that we are importing wheat, and when we answered back to him saying that those wheats are important for the export, then he continues spreading other lies. He also claims that the production comes to a halt, but when we say that, I mean, our factories are not keeping up with the growing export demands, then he is becoming silent again. He says that more than 90,000 tradesmen have closed their factories, but he is not speaking about the new 365,000 of small and medium-scale enterprises who have been registered in our system. Well, whenever he finds the opportunity, he is standing by the totalist supporters and the terrorist organizations. How can we explain this? The other day, a group of retired admirals and grand ambassadors have published a declaration together with the retired MPs. All of them are the supporters of CHP, as you know. So the aforesaid declaration, which hints the coup attempt, has been embraced much strongly by the opposition party leader. I pray for God to show everyone the right direction and route, because if once you lose your direction, then you will be getting lost. So when you go back to your provinces, as I summarize you our success stories and services, please explain them to our nation, and also explain the lies, false accusations, and presumptions, ambitions, and coup enthusiasm of the opposition party leader and his gang to everyone. Please explain those lies to every one of our citizens, including but not limited to the opposition party supporters. With those feelings in my heart, I would like to extend my gratitude to each one of you. I wish all of you success. Go to the field, and field. There is no rest for the weary.
AK Parti Genel Başkanı Cumhurbaşkanımız Sayın Recep Tayyip Erdoğan'a hitaplarından dolayı teşekkürlerimizi ve saygılarımızı arz ediyoruz efendim.